Welcome to Tiny Rails, episode 2. In the first episode I basically did the tutorial and it's still doing part of the tutorial, but as I mentioned at the end of the first episode, you can't stop the train from moving, but what you can do is stop the train from moving too far by one trick of putting a waypoint on the map. So this time round, when I tell it to continue, the game will start, hopefully, with the train arriving at Washington DC from Baltimore, where I left it last time, and that's the train as it currently looks. So if I click continue, this is my train coming into Washington DC. And the train always goes from left to right. Doesn't matter if I tell it immediately go back to Baltimore, it won't go from right to left, it'll always go left to right. Okay, and the reason I was going to Washington DC, because one of the tasks I was given was to deliver something for Grandpa and Lance, a souvenir I think, to Washington DC. Grandpa, delivery complete. The folks at the White House gift shop had almost run out of Lincoln bobbleheads. The shipping company was really impressed and they're already spreading the word. Well done. Okay, so I've arrived at Washington DC. If I go to the logbook, I get a reward for going to Washington DC, and next it wants me to make a stop at Columbus, Ohio. In addition, one of the jobs that I have my people doing, which was serve 25 passengers in USA East, has completed, so I can collect a reward for that. Alright, happy passengers, we make a few dollars, and we stick it to Railco to boot, all in a day's work. Yes, there is a competitor called Railco, who we will run into at some point, and you will see what they're about when that happens. But I do have some space so I'm currently only using 6 out of the 10 possible active jobs. I don't like those 2 jobs which I can accept, so I'll select some, refresh the board. Cost me 100 gold, but that's not a big deal. I'll accept the one to travel 1,000 kilometers to help Sophia's experience. I'm not going to read the comments they say. Buy pizza from USA East. Sure, why not? Take a bit of time, but we'll gather up some pizzas, serve some more passengers, make more money. Yes, delivers more passengers. I don't like either of those 2 jobs, so I'll spend another 100 gold to refresh and travel 1,000 kilometers. I'll accept that one. It'll only earn me 100 gold again, but yes, they want me to. They have comments when you accept jobs, but there are still more jobs available. I've currently got 10 out of 10 possible jobs active, and some are partially completed, like this one's done 601 kilometers out of a possible 1,000. And as you clear these jobs, the list scrolls up, and any new jobs always get put to the bottom of the list, but they don't always get completed in the order in which they are listed. So that's the jobs done. I'm just curious, any of the job? No, none. Okay, I'll come back to that when I've completed a job which gives someone experience to show what that means. Market wise, well, I can sell some pizza here to make a profit, and I can actually, I'll reset that. I can actually sell everything. The onions I picked up for free from something I got on the track, so I'll sell all of that, and I'll buy all the wood they've got currently on sale. I could buy these other things, but it's not on sale, so at this point I only have 15 cargo slots available. I'm now using 9. So next it wants me to go to Columbus, Ohio, which is over there. So I'll select a waypoint over there, and that means I'll be going through 3 other stations before I can get to Columbus, Ohio. Any of these stations want wood? Just out of curiosity. They want fish, paper and oil, and you wanted paper. Yep, so the wood I'm carrying isn't much use to, or isn't great what I want. So we will depart to the next station, which is Richmond, Virginia. And move the train that way a bit. So I have an Old West food car, an arcade car, which is making me a bit of money as we speak, so I'll collect that bit of money, and a Old West passenger car, and as I have some money, and I kind of like to go places faster, I'm going to upgrade my current speed. And as you can see, the next upgrade costs more than the previous one. I'm also going to upgrade the maximum passengers, the maximum cargo, the maximum weight I can carry, and the maximum vault. And there's a helicopter flying by. I also have my North American checklist. Buy or upgrade train stations. I need to buy a train station in the USA East to complete the North American checklist. To do that, I need some money. Now, I've got a bit of money in the caboose at the back from carrying passengers. So if I go to the map, see if I can find a cheap train station to buy. Washington's not going to be cheap. Detroit is going to be 50,000. This one, Toledo, Ohio, only costs 500 to buy it. So I did. So I now get +5 passengers when I go into Toledo. Oh, something's blocking the way. Guess I'm coming to a halt. Pick up the free stuff. Right, and that means I have completed everything required for the North American or USA East checklist. Which means I can collect 5,000. New area unlocked. I've now got the USA South I can get to. Grandpa, you're really running a tight ship here. I'm so proud of you. With all this cargo you're shipping around, I think we should consider purchasing a cargo depot. My old friend Mr. Higgs can help us with that. Mr. Higgs, me and your Gramps go way back, kiddo. As kids, we'd spend the whole days at the swimming hole in the summer. Ah, those were the days. My depots have seen better days, but the location in USA East is in good repair. Excellent. I'll cover the cost of this depot for you. Consider it an early birthday gift. And the depots will be up to you to repair and purchase. So yes, I now own a depot for free. Perfect. I have depots all over the world, you know. They're all yours for a little bit of gold. You can access cargo from any depot from any other depot in the world. Cool, huh? I'll see you when I see you, kiddo. Oh yes. This is a factory location. Meet the required resource demand and production will start for a unique car. There are factories all over the place to build certain cars, and one of the requirements for this factory is it wants wood. It wants wood, steel, iron, I think that's copper and pizza in this case. The copper, iron, steel and wood are pretty much the norm. It's normally the one at the bottom, varies from factory to factory. The amounts also vary. As we're coming into Richmond, okay. Now, one thing I'm looking to buy is pizza, so now I've got the space. So I'm also going to buy the 2 bits of wood that are there, because I am going to make go past that factory at some point in the not too distant future, so it always helps to have the resources it wants. Off we go again. I've got 5,000 gold for completing the USA East, unlocking USA South. Now my car's also complaining that they need cleaning, so what I tend to do is there's an all button, as they didn't show you in the tutorial, to clean all cars, and there's one for maintain or repair all cars. So I tend to do both of those at the same time, and also take the money out of the arcade car. Now, just out of curiosity, okay, I can currently have 4 cars in total. I've got a load of money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go buy a rare car. The Happy Cube car, which carries passengers and entertains them. And while I'm here, what the heck, I'll have another one. I've got the money. A luxury cargo car, that'll help carry more cargo. Go again. What else are we going to get? Another luxury cargo car. So apparently I've got 2 of those. And now you can see that the cost of cars has gone up. It was 50, it's now 180 to get another car. Well, another rare car. And a standard car, 140, I'll get one of those. I've got a Hawaiian car which carries passengers. And that will do for now. And I've also completed an Another job. I've travelled 1,000 kilometres. Phew, I don't know why I was worried. My skills are unmatched. Yes, they make comments every time. Am I closer than the others? Not really. So what I will do is now, on this wonderful services menu, I click on Sophia. She now has 1 experience out of a needed 30 to unlock level 1, which will... She has the ability to increase the speed of your train as you level her up. Lance has the ability to increase the number of, or the amount people pay you, and Hank has the ability to increase the number of stuff you get from clearing boulders or obstacles out of the way. So, let's see, that car is gaining a bit of experience. That car is now closed, and that one will open at 9 AM. But I have the space to put another carriage on the train, so I'm going to go with the luxury cargo car, and I'll put it at the back of the train. You have to be careful about the weight that you put on the car, but I'm currently not using the full weight. I've arrived at Charleston, West Virginia, but I can now carry a lot more cargo. I will buy the pizza because I have a job to buy pizza. I could buy the strawberries, but I've only got 12 slots left, and I really don't want to fill them with strawberries at this point. Off we go. Oh, sorry, that was Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm now going to Charleston, West Virginia, and because I completed one of the jobs, I now have only 9 active. So I will select another job to serve passengers in the USA East. I'm not going to read the comments that they make each time I select a job, but it's always good to have 10 out of 10 jobs going at the same time, either to earn yourself money or earn experience for your workers. And I've got a chunk of money. It's going to take a little while to get to Charleston, so I'm going to look at the USA East. Pittsburgh, I'm not going to buy Pittsburgh, and where I've got cheap stations, I'm going to buy the relatively cheap ones. Things that cost me 500 to 1,000 for as long as I can afford them. I could upgrade some of them, but these are going to take most of my money. Because that way, as I go around the USA East, I will get more passengers, which will, in the longer term, help me with my money. Right, that's pretty much all my money spent for now. As I'm trundling on at 94 kilometres an hour, and I've got 340 kilometres to go. And it's now 9 o'clock, so this carriage is now earning a bit of gold. It's kind of useful. I've got 1,000 in there. The last set of passengers I delivered. I think in the game I'm playing, they're not recording. Or the save I'm playing and not recording. My train currently goes about 307 kilometres an hour, which is a lot faster, kind of useful, but it's weird having switched from that to this, where I'm now going less than 100 kilometres an hour. Let's up the speed again. Right, spend all my money. So we will do that one. I spent pretty much all my money. Now I've got the speed up to over 100 kilometres an hour. This car's still making me a bit of money. This one's not open yet. It's not open until midday. You will notice a couple of bugs or a couple of little errors with this game. There are some cars which are open from a certain time till 3100. I don't know what time 3100 is, but that's what some cars do say. There are other little typos or stuff like that in the game, which I don't imagine they're ever going to fix. And according to some of the discussion boards or message boards about this game, there are a couple of other bugs, and there are some things about this game which are not ideal. For example, I have lots of you can get multiples of the same car, and you may not necessarily want them. It would be nice to be able to sell some of them. It would be nice to be able to sort them into an order that is satisfactory to you, rather than the order the game decides to put stuff in. And apparently my cars need to be cleaned. That's why one's complaining with a mop. And while I'm here, I'll do some maintenance. Collect gold from you. Yes, there are long stretches at times between, and there are short stretches between stations, so it does vary as to how long you will be sat here looking at a picture of a train going through the countryside and eventually into a town. Like I say, when you've got a faster train, oh, there's a monument. Take a photograph of the Charleston Capitol building. That'll earn me 215 gold. So yeah, it does vary the amount of time you will be sat waiting for a train to go from one station to another, and occasionally you get an obstacle in the way which earns you free stuff. I've completed a job. As I come to a rest in this station. Right, what's the job I actually completed? Travel 1,000 kilometers. So I'll click that one. I serve 50 passengers in the USA East. That gives me a bit more money. And I travelled 1,000 kilometers for that one to earn a bit more money. So that's 3 jobs completed. So, no, they're particularly close. There are more jobs available. Anything that I particularly like the look of? No, I'll refresh the job board. Right, travel 5,000 kilometers for 900 gold. That's definitely worth it. And travel 1,000 kilometers for more experience for Sophia. Those are things you do not want to neglect. Oh, I've finished 3 jobs. I can get this one as well. Serve 25 passengers in USA South. I haven't been to the USA South, but I'll accept that one in advance. So I'll get there at some point. But yes, it's never good to ignore the experience that you're looking for with Sophia. I'll buy some more of that. And I'm trying to buy pizza. Am I trying to buy pizza? I think I'm trying to buy pizza for one of the jobs, so I'll buy the pizza. And now can get a whole 30 cargo. I can actually sell the pizza that I've just bought as well as the pizza I was carrying, because I will. Because it only wants me to buy pizza, if memory serves me correctly. Assuming I did take, yeah, buy pizza cargo from USA East. As long as I buy it, it doesn't matter what I do with it. And final thing, I took a photograph of the Charleston Capitol building. Well, each time you get one of the photographs that they want, you can collect 250 gold for doing so. So I will. Okay. And now, where am I going to? Oh yes, that was it. Columbus, Ohio was the next place they wanted me to go to. So off we go to Columbus, Ohio. And I've got 415 in gold in that car. Don't have a lot of money. But just like the USA East, which my progress is complete, this is the USA South down here. It also has a task list which it wants me to do for the USA South, which is buy cargo, travel, etc. So here's another obstacle. There's some more free stuff. Now we're getting gold from these 2 cars. How much it will cost to go a bit faster. Up to the massive speed of 126 kilometers per hour. Less than 500 gold currently available. These carriages are slowly making me a little bit of money. And slowly getting experience as well, so they can level up. Some carriages, but for example this one is currently level 2, to level it up to level 3, which is the last level it will go up to, will cost 450 in gold. Whereas this one, which is currently level 1, will cost 1,275 to level it up to level 2. Some carriages to get to level 3 may cost you 30,000 or so to level them up. Oh, secret found. Blast from the past. Never seen that before? Okay, that was new to me. Assuming in the secrets page here, blast from the past. Okay, I get 200 gold for collecting blast from the past. First time I've seen that one. We've been asked to transport some auto parts up to Detroit, Michigan. Lance says offers are starting to roll in. If we keep up this pace, we'll be able to travel to the USA South in no time. Yes, I do tend to try and complete. I get reward for all the quest chapters for one area before I move on out of it. Go to its market. Still remember I'm trying to buy pizza. Buy that thing is on sale. I've got a bit of space, so I'll buy a bit more wood. Because the next place I'm going to, even though Detroit, Michigan is that way, I'm going to the USA East factory so I can drop off some wood. Now, normally if you select a station, say I select one over there, tell it set a waypoint, it will find a way of getting there without going through a factory or a depot. So when you want to go to a factory, you've got to individually select it, and when you're on the last section of the route to the factory, you want to select which way out you're going to come from the factory. Otherwise, it will just decide which way out it's going to come as it comes out without your input, which can be a bit annoying. So just little things you should be aware of. So off we go to the wonderful factory. Yes, I did get another engine. Let me go look at the engine that I got. It was that one, the Thunder Train, plus 20 speed when equipped in USA East. There is no reason not to change the engine to that one. So the easiest way to do that is double click on it, same with the caboose. I try and match the engine and caboose. So now my speed is 145. And as I mentioned, I need to select which way out I'm going to come from this factory when I get there. So there we go. As you also may notice, this car is a level 1 car and it requires 2,500 experience to get to its next level. This one is a level 1 car, only requires 500 experience. So they also vary in that way as well. I did a bit of cleaning and maintenance. Doesn't look particularly friendly, this cab, does it, or this engine? Looks like something that came out of Mad Max. Oh yes, and when a car actually is ready to be upgraded, it will put a little symbol above it to tell you it's ready to go to the next level, so you don't have to keep checking each car. which is kind of nice. Okay, this is the factory, which, okay, the factory actually wants pizza, so it can have the pizza. It can also have the wood I've got. And oh, I've got a bit of steel from somewhere. So as you can see, it's counting down the bits I need, so I'm still going to collect the copper, the iron, the rest of everything basically. But whilst I was collecting that type of stuff, I figured what the heck, I'd go to the factory. So I can drop it off, and then I will go up to Detroit, Michigan. As I'm coming out going to Pennsylvania, I will go through Toledo and on to Detroit. I hold 1,000 gold. Oh, I'll up the maximum cargo I can carry a little way. That makes buying things easier. Whilst I'm doing that, there's no point in having money sat around doing nothing. At 145 kilometers an hour, I'm starting to feel like we're starting to move at a reasonable pace. I'm going to get it up to Detroit. Then it will tell me where it wants to go next. I'll set a waypoint for if it wants to go after Detroit. And that's where I'll end the episode. So it shouldn't take too much longer to get there. Okay. Heck, we'll buy the strawberries, they're on sale. Selling any pizza? No, not selling any pizza, so where about that? Just get going. 348 kilometers to Toledo, Ohio. So I need to get the money out of there because I'm running out of money, and I do have a couple of, if I go to here, I do have the increased gold earned by 25%, but it costs 20 gold for every hour. And increase speed by 25%, which costs 25 gold every hour. So I'm spending 45 gold every hour to keep the speed up and increase the money I earn, which means my money will go down automatically, and you keep seeing a minus 20 or minus 25 down the bottom of the screen every now and then. So I've got to be wary of the fact that I can actually run out of money if I'm not careful. I've never been into negative money, so I don't know what the effect is, but I assume it's not good, because going into negative money is never normally good in any circumstance. I've got my current 16 passengers. So I wouldn't too complain too much. Okay, English is obviously not Jules' first language. All these people. Zoe the dog here. Oh, finally, I completed the job. I don't know which one. Travelled 1,000 kilometres to get Sophia. Another experience point. Another job. I'll go through those. I'd rather have one of those. Yes. As they always say something immediately after you select a job. And it's pretty much the same thing every time, so I'm not going to read that stuff out or even pretty much notice it. As we're coming up to Toledo in 60 kilometers. Seems weird, I don't actually know. Language, English, American. Use Imperial system? Oh, okay, I suppose I could. Okay, 12 miles. I don't know if we're going to change the speed. We'll go turn it to miles. That's better. It does miles an hour as well now. Okay. Alright, well, I'm going to click the wood. Aegis is on sale. There is no pizza for me to buy. It wants pizza here, so... But I can sell all the strawberries for a profit of +6 per strawberry, so I will. And I now need to go on to Detroit, Michigan. So I'm travelling at 90 miles an hour and just under 100 miles to go. So you can work out exactly how long that's going to take me. 90 miles to go. Well, I say 90 miles to go and 90 miles an hour, but there's a cow in the way. Well, that gets me some free stuff as I get the cow to go, and that completes the job, which is collect cargo from obstructions. That was a pretty good haul. Which means, of course, I now have space for another one. Travel 621 miles. Yep, we'll accept that one. I always try and keep the jobs filled up, so as I complete one job I normally try and select another one, just because I'm going to be doing this stuff anyway. It's normally visit cities, pick up cargo from obstacles, or travel a certain distance. Well, I'm always going to be doing those things, so I might as well get a reward for doing what I was going to do anyway. There's another job complete, which is travel 1,503 miles. So I will select a travel to 10 cities. And that's completed this quest, which was to get to stop at Detroit, Michigan. Now it wants me to stop at Boston, Massachusetts. Oh, well, apparently I've completed one of the earlier ones I selected. They're the jobs. So, what else have I got? Clear the track of cows, collect cargo from obstructions. I'll accept that one. It wants me to pick up 35 cargo, which is going to take a while, so it's going to be one of those jobs that's going to be sat on the list for a while. But my next task is to get to Boston, Massachusetts. From Detroit, Michigan, and Boston is over this general direction. It does put a nice little exclamation point on there. So I'm going to be going from there to there. Once I'm here, okay, well, I might as well buy the honey because it's cheap, and I'm buying the pizza because I have a job that says buy pizza. I will leave the rest. Oh, if I got to buy it, it does give you a warning if you forget to actually click stuff. And that's how I'm going to end the episode. So when I come back, I expect this train will be going into Boston, Massachusetts, or will certainly be moved away from Detroit, Michigan. I'm not entirely sure which one it will be, but I'll find out when that happens. But that's it for episode 2 of Tiny Rails. I hope you're enjoying. If you have any suggestions, comments, stuff you want to see me do with this game, because there's going to be a lot of watching the screen go by with the train on it, especially as I go across some of the distances, so I guess I'm going to have to find something to talk about during those periods. But if there's anything particular you want me to do, let me know. I will see if I can do it or not. If you have a different way of playing that you want to suggest, I think about, then please do. I may not do things the same way you would, but that's life. Oh yes, just to show you, Hank now has an experience point, Sophia has 3, and Lance has 1. I do tend to try and get these people up to at least level 2 relatively fast, just to increase the speed of the train and the money. Okay, that's where I'm going to end the episode. As always, I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you further down the track for more Tiny Rails in the not too distant future. Cheerio! And this is where I go to the main menu. Goodbye.